If your ads get views but no leads, you're going to want to watch this. When most people hear make a better ad, they think this means to make something that looks better, has better lighting, better edits, better vibes. That's not the job. A video meant for paid ads has one job, and that job is to convert attention into action. A good ad does three things in this order every single time. Number one, it calls out the right buyer. Number two, it connects with that buyer. And number three, it tells them exactly what to do next. If your video doesn't do that, it might get views, but it won't convert as well and it won't scale as well. So in this video, I'm gonna break down what that actually looks like. In my experience, most business owners will get stuck here. They confuse engagement with intent, attention with qualification. This looks good with this makes money. Paid ads don't reward creativity, they reward clarity. If someone doesn't immediately know who this is for, why this matters, and what happens next, the platform will not save you. It will simply take your money and leave you thinking that ads don't work. I promise you, it's not the platform, it's your ads. And so now that you've taken full responsibility for your ads, so let's do something about it. This is the simple structure every ad needs, especially if you're just starting. This isn't theory, this isn't branding, this is just what's working right now. Okay, so step number one, call out your audience. First 3 seconds, don't overthink it. Literally just say who this is for. So let's use a home remodeler, okay? For example, it'll sound like this. Las Vegas homeowners planning a kitchen or bathroom remodel. Listen up. That's it, super simple. You want it to be painfully obvious. Literally, this is the formula. Location, say it out loud. Las Vegas, boom. 1, done. 2, what's the role? Who are you talking to? Homeowners. 3, situation, what's happening right now? Planning a remodel. Super simple, stupid easy. You're not warming up, you're not teasing them, you're just drawing a line. And this part does two things at once. It targets the right person and it qualifies them inside the ad. And this is where most people kind of don't really get the qualifying and targeting thing. Everyone complains about low quality leads, but the real issue is low quality callouts inside the ad. If your ad says, Las Vegas homeowners who want to improve their home, do you think Jennifer, a softball player from Brooklyn working at Wendy's, keeps watching? Probably not. And that's the point. This is your first filter. If the wrong people scroll past, that's good. Filtering those people is good because we don't want to do business with them anyway. They don't qualify. And so you can qualify your prospect inside the ad copy. Step 2. This is another part people overcomplicate, and ironically, it's actually the easiest one to execute. The job is to simply connect with them. And you do that by saying the thing they're already thinking. For a remodeler, it might sound like if you've talked to 3 contractors, gotten 3 wildly different quotes, and still don't feel confident about who to trust, you're not alone. That's it. No clever phrasing, no hype, that's it. You're literally just being honest. And at this level, people, honestly, they're not curious. They're cautious. They're worried about wasting money, hiring the wrong contractor, again, getting screwed over, projects dragging on forever, things going wrong once walls get opened. When you say that out loud, clearly and honestly, you connect. Not because you're persuasive, but because they feel understood. And that only comes from actually knowing your business, knowing why people call you, knowing what frustrates them before they hire you. Being more clear doesn't make things boring. Being clear in your ad makes things comfortable for people because they don't have any more questions. They know what's going on. Step 3, the mechanism. This is another part that's really important. A lot of people will jump straight to promises. Best quality, fast turnaround, peace of mind, but nobody believes promises anymore because everybody's heard them all. What people actually want is certainty. They want to know what happens next, how this actually works, and where decisions are made, and why this isn't a gamble. Because uncertainty is what scares buyers, not price. For a home remodeling company, this sounds like, here's how our process works. First, we come out and walk the space with you to understand what you want, what's possible. Then we put together a clear scope and timeline so there's no surprises. Nothing moves forward until you approve everything and feel confident about the plan. Notice what that does. You didn't sell, you didn't hype it up, you didn't guarantee anything. All you did was remove unknowns. That's it. And when people can picture the process step by step, they chill out, they relax. They stop thinking, is this bullshit? Is this real? And they start thinking, okay, I know what I'm getting into. That shift from uncertain to understanding, that's what we're going for. That's what creates trust. We're not going for excitement, not going for vibes. It's just a process that builds confidence. Confident people move forward. That's why explaining how it works is better than just promising results. We're the best in the business. That's why you hear #1 movie in the world every freaking movie that comes out. Explain how it works. Step number 4, set constraints on purpose. And this part feels a little counterintuitive. It feels wrong because you're intentionally stopping people from becoming leads. And I know it sounds backwards, but it works. For a remodeler, it might look like this. Instead of saying, get a free quote, you'll say, we work with homeowners who already know what they want done and are ready to move forward in the next 30 to 60 days. If you're just collecting ideas, this probably isn't a fit. Or you could say this process requires design approvals and access to the home during the build. If timing and decision-making is a challenge right now, don't reach out yet. Listen, look at that. What just happened? You didn't lose good leads. You just filtered out people who are wasting your time. This step alone fixes a lot of bad ads. And so all you got to do is be clear about timing, who this isn't for, and what's required to move forward. Most ads try to convince everybody we're the best in the business, we do this, we do that. Don't worry about it, because the ads that actually work do the opposite. They draw a line. And when you do that, your sales team will stop wasting time, conversations get a little bit easier, pipelines stay clean, you have fewer leads, but they're better. So now let's talk about step 5, because step 5 is probably the easiest one. You just want one action, one outcome, no guessing, very freaking simpler. So let's take that home remodeler example. The close is really simple. If you're ready to plan your remodel, click the link below and book a free consultation. We'll see you there. That's it. No options, no side doors, no learn more, try this, try that. Someone will reach out to you, just really simple. Click the link below, do this. When someone finishes watching your ad, they should not be asking, what do I do now? They should already know. And this part really matters because if your back end or your sales system isn't ready to catch the interest that you just created with this ad, your ad isn't broken, your business is. Because a good ad doesn't just grab attention, it creates momentum. And if there's nowhere for that momentum to go or be captured, like a clear booking system or a fast follow-up or a real conversation, that momentum dies. Great ads move people forward on purpose, okay? They don't hope somebody finds you, figures out how to call you, does all this research before, just so they can get in contact with you. Attention is easy, but pushing that attention, directing that attention is what makes you money. And what's really cool about this, when you do this right, when you actually make a good ad and it's popping off and you finally have a winner, here's what happens next. A good ad doesn't magically fix your business. It's not like you're just, boom, we got a good ad, we're rich. What happens is a good ad is gonna turn the pressure up. Your cost per lead might go down, your volume might increase, but what's gonna happen is attention is gonna flood in. And the first thing that breaks isn't really the ad. It's you, it's your follow-up, it's your sales calls, it's your offer, the clarity of your business, pretty much just your business systems overall. Ads don't really fail the business, they just exploit and expose the issues that are within them. They pull future problems forward and put them right in front of your face, and they force you to deal with them here and now. And that's honestly the real value of getting a good ad out there, because you can't scale what you can't see. And so when you do this, you'll get better results. But Joey, ads aren't this simple. They're actually way more complex than that. And you're right. Ads are complex. There's audiences, pixels, budgets, attribution, bids, placements, tracking. There's a whole bunch of shit that is complex. That part is real. But don't confuse operational complexity with what actually makes someone click. The algorithm can be complicated. The dashboard can be complicated. The setup can be complicated. But human decision-making is not. No one opens Instagram and thinks, oh yes, this audience segmentation is brilliant. They think, is this for me? Do I trust this? What do I do next? And if your ad doesn't answer those 3 questions cleanly and quickly, the platform doesn't reward your complexity. It will punish you and spend more of your money. When ads don't work, people assume that the problem is how advanced their setup is. So they add more buttons, they add more targeting, more variations, but most of the time the problem is that the message was just not clear. Let's put this into perspective. When was the last time you went to a movie and walked out of that movie thinking, I don't know what the fuck just happened. This movie sucked. Likely more than once. It's happened to me multiple times. But how many times have you walked out of a movie going, that was way too clear. I didn't like that. Probably not a single time. When people are clear on what they offer, they're more likely to convert. So yes, ads are complex after something works, though. And nothing earns the right to be optimized until it earns attention and action first. That's why simple scales, not because they're dumb, but because they remove friction. I hope you like that. And if you're a home remodeler and you want that script, you can have it, full ownership. Run it, rewrite it, test it, do whatever you want with it. I don't care, but I bet it gets you leads. If you didn't write it down and you want that script, DM me on Instagram. I'll send it to you. And in the next video, I'm gonna show you the very first system that breaks after your ads start working, because that's where most businesses actually stall. And that's where real scaling begins. So I'll see you in the next one.